Hey, this is Jesse Spivak from New Visions for Public Schools. Today I want to talk about the Regents Outreach List and how we can use it to coordinate targeted strategic outreach to students around their Regent schedule. So the theory is that there are some students who are 100% guaranteed to show up for their Regents because that's just the kind of kids they are, and that's wonderful. But there's another group of students that we may worry that they may or may not show up for their Regents. And that worry may come from the fact that in the past they haven't shown up for Regents, or throughout the year they've had pretty low attendance. And those kids, it's really important that they show up. A little extra outreach can be the difference between a student showing up, taking a Regents that they need to graduate, and graduating, or not having that happen. So the purpose of this video is to help you coordinate that kind of outreach effort in your own school. So the first step is to decide which students need this additional outreach. You may base that on attendance, you may base that on cohort or IEP status, you may base that on the number of Regents they still need to have. However you do that, you're going to create a filter and filter for those students, and then in column BR, you are going to yes if you want them to be included in the outreach list email. You're also going to need to make sure that you have a staff member and that staff member's corresponding email address in columns J and K next to each student who you want to be included for additional outreach. Okay? The goal here is that each staff member in column J and K will get one email containing all of the students who they need to perform outreach to about reminding them of their Regent schedules. In this case, I'm going to use the New Visions Smart Priority Filter. So I'm going to go to column W and I'm going to filter for yes. Here's my list. I'm going to go to column BR and I'm going to make sure that they're all included, and they are. And then I'm going to make sure that they all have email addresses and names in column J and K. So the next step is to open up the Send Staff Emails tab. Here I'm going to get a list of the advisors, their email address, and then some HTML that's going to be included in the email to display the students. And then I have the option of now selectively including advisors in the outreach list. So maybe Jared is an advisor for freshmen, so I don't want to include him, but I'm an advisor for seniors, so I should be included. So once we set who's going to be included, the next step is to go to the New Visions Regents Reminders tab, select Send Test Staff Email. This is going to send one email to myself, but it's going to include what will be sent to the first staff member on this list. I get a little warning message. I can click yes, that I do want to actually send it. The script runs, and then I get a success message. And you see, here are each of the students that were assigned to Jesse and their Regent schedule. Now, the idea is when you're ready, you can go in and go to New Visions Regents Reminders and click Send All Staff Emails, and then each staff member on this page will get a list of their students and the Regents that their students are expected to sit for next week. Now, you'll notice that these are not just student names, but they're actually hyperlinks. I can click on this hyperlink, and the hyperlink is going to bring up the New Visions Home Contact web app. And this is going to pull in ATS contact information for the student, along with their Regent schedule, and it will give me the option to log a call, and I can hit Submit Log. This log is now going to be submitted back to the Regents Outreach List, and it's going to show up as called in column E. So I can look at column E and make sure that every student who I think needs outreach has one or more next to them, signifying that at least one call has been made about the student's Regent schedule and when they need to show up and where. Another really nice feature of this log is the ability to actually call using the web app. So I don't necessarily need to call from a school phone. I can actually click call and put in my own cell phone number. And when I click place call, it's going to connect my cell phone number with the parent's number. And the parent is only going to see an anonymized phone number. And in that way, I don't have to share my cell phone. The point is delegating the responsibility for outreaching to make sure that the students who most need to be reminded and encouraged to come in for the Regents actually do so.